Why is the snake associated with many occult and esoteric traditions, ancient kingdoms and empires, and yet we are told that the snake is evil? What do I mean? When you go into the Hindu cosmology, a deity like Shiva is depicted with an image of the snake around his neck. That snake, they call it Vasaki, the keeper of mystic energy. Another deity like Vishnu is depicted sitting on a snake like a throne. The snake is depicted to be associated with infinite time and even cosmic balance. The same cosmology, you will hear another snake deities by the name of Manasa Devi. They say that this snake deities is the goddess of snake and the sister to Shiva's snake. This snake deities is believed to be associated with ancestral healing and protection. When you move from Hinduism and cross to Buddhism, you will hear them talking about a serpent by the name of Mukalinda, who protected Buddha during meditation. Even today they have the images, the pictures, and even the sculptures of Buddha and the serpent. When you cross over to ancient Egypt, by that time it was called Kemet, you will find that the crown that was being worn by the pharaohs at the forehead area was a head of a cobra snake by the name of Wajet, who was the goddess of protection. This Wajet, the goddess of protection, is one of the deities who form the symbol called the Eye of Ra, the symbol that has been used by many spiritual traditions, a symbol that is associated with protection. In the same Egyptian cosmology, you will hear them talking of a two-headed serpent or a man with the body of a snake who is the guardian spirit of the afterlife. In the Egyptian Book of Death, they talk about Apep, a giant snake who fought with Ra in his nightly journey to the underworld. When you cross over to the Greek cosmology, they talk about Hermes, who was the god of medicine and even healing. Hermes used to carry a staff called caduceus with iconic serpent symbols. His staff comprises of a winged rod with two serpents coiling and facing from each direction. These staff represent duality and even balance. The wings represent the Hermes' ability and speed to move through realms. In the same cosmology, they talk about the rod of Asclepius, which is the rod of healing. This one represents a single rod with a serpent coiling on the road. When you move from the ancient tradition and come in the modern society, you will come to find that many health organizations have depicted the image of the snake in their logos, like the hospital logo, the United Nations, the World Health Organization, and even the fashion industry like Versace and Alexander McQueen. According to religion, we have been told that the snake is evil. The snake is associated with the devil. The snake is associated with evil spirit. But when you look at all these esoteric traditions, when you look at all these symbols, they are more associated with protection and healing. Now, where is the confusion? When you go to Christianity, they talk about the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, that the devil in the form of a serpent came to the Garden of Eden and deceived Eve to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If I told you that that story was never meant to be taken literally but metaphorically? Have you ever asked yourself why the system showed you that the fruit that was eaten was an apple? Have you ever asked yourself why they draw the serpent coiling on the tree from this story? Now, apples are associated with hidden knowledge. The tree and the serpent coiling is associated with healing. This story is about you. At the base of your spine is one of the most powerful energy. The ancient used to refer that energy as the snake energy or Kundalini energy. As that energy raises through the spine, it raises in snake motion. That energy opens the chakra and connect you with the universal consciousness, which is the Christ consciousness. In spirituality, the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the spine. As the snake energy rises, it activates the crown chakra, which is the chakra of wisdom. Through this wisdom, you are able to understand which is good and which is evil. The central nervous system is the tree of life. This is the tree that extends and have roots to all parts of your body through what we call nerves. When you look at the apple logo, it represents a beaten apple. This means that a part of knowledge has been taken away from the apple and they have kept the knowledge for themselves. The snake was never meant to be evil. The snake has been demonized and we have been programmed to fear snakes because they understand the power of snake that is within. When you fear snake, you deactivate your snake energy from within. As within, so without. In spirituality, the snake is associated with rebirth and transformation. When you look at the snake has the ability to shed its skin and become a new version. That is a symbolism of rebirth. The snake is also associated with healing and letting go. The ability of the snake to shed its skin represents a way of letting go the old patterns, the emotional wounds, and even the things that do not serve you in order to become a new version of yourself. The snake is also associated with Kundalini awakening. As the snake energy rises, you awaken from your survival state, which is the root chakra, to your godlike state, which is the crown and the third eye chakra. The snake represents wisdom and intuition. As the snake energy rises, it opens the third eye chakra, which is the center of intuition. It activates the crown chakra, which is the center of wisdom. The snake is associated with protection and guardianship. It is the serpent energy that guards your chakra. In the ancient tradition, serpent used to guard temples, tombs, and even sacred gateways. Snakes also act as agents and intermediaries between the physical and the spiritual dimension. Whenever you meet a snake, it's not a coincidence, it is a message from the universe. The nature of message will be different depending on the color of snake that you're going to meet. Whenever you meet a black snake, it is a sign of hidden wisdom, shadow work, and mystery transformation. You are being called to dive into the unknown, shed old pattern, and embrace rebirth. Whenever you meet a pure white snake, it is a sign of purity, spiritual awakening, and divine protection. It is the universe telling you that you are under the divine protection and even you are raising into high consciousness. Whenever you meet a red snake, which is very rare, it is a sign of warning and danger. Color red is associated with the root chakra that is associated with survival. It is the universe warning you and telling you that the direction that you are taking in life will get you stuck. Whenever you meet a yellow snake, it is a sign of creativity and masculine energy. It is the universe telling you to embrace your masculinity and also to tap into your divine goals. Whenever you meet a green snake, it is a sign of growth, fertility, and nature's healing. It is the universe telling you that you are in the journey of renewal and connection to nature's spirits. Whenever you meet a blue snake, which is rare, it is a sign of intuition and spiritual truth. It is the universe telling you to focus on your intuition and sacred signs. Whenever you meet a brown snake, it is a sign of grounding and ancestral roots. It is the universe telling you to stay grounded and follow your ancestral lineage. Whenever you have an experience with a gray snake, it is a sign of transition. This one usually appears when you are in your spiritual shift. It can mostly appear in your dreams. Whenever you have an experience with an orange snake, it is a sign of divinity and sacred energy. It is the universe telling you to be creative with your sexual energy. This snake is usually linked to the sacral chakra. Majority of the time, this snake will appear in dreams. When you look at the eyes of a snake, they are not just eyes but portals. Snakes do not blink and their eyes are not covered with eyelids. The eyes of a snake and the eyes of a cat, they are the same because they are portals. They are agents between the spiritual and the physical dimension. Their eyes are associated with spiritual rebirth, intuition, and spiritual guardianship. The snake was never meant to be evil. The snake is all about our inner energy. The snake was all about transformation, healing, and rebirth. If you have watched until this point, don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Peace and love.